Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Bob the Booker and just popping in to basically say we now have a winner. We've just had the announcement of the 2022 Booker Prize and that is Shehan Karunatilaka with The Seven Moons of Maali, Almeida. I'm really delighted for him for having won it. It was one of those three, I realise I'm saying 3 of the 6 ones I was rooting for, but I am really glad for this book. I think, like I mentioned in my individual review of the book, the last 50 or 60 pages of that book were just something sublime to me. I read them in this sort of breathless sort of almost like race just to kind of get towards this end on what was just such a fab book. And although there were some bits that did, maybe drag a teeny bit or feel a bit dense to me in certain points of the book, they were never enough for me to fully begrudge it, because I think it was just such a well done book. And I think the joy of a book that is so dense at times means that by the third time of reading it, as they would have done, the judges would have done to choose a winner, there is even more that will stand out. So absolutely delighted for Shehan Karunatilaka with a really fabulous achievement of a book. I think the tale is so sort of pressing, not only in terms of talking deeply about Sri Lankan politics, but also just in terms of being a really wise and funny way of looking at those things as well. Interesting just now watching the live feed of him giving his speech, because he was cut off a little bit. I think I get the feeling that the prize was running over a little bit. The whole ceremony was running over, and so he did get cut off a little bit at the end, which is frustrating because he was starting to make a bit of a political point about Sri Lanka and about its politics. But what an achievement of a book. I'm really glad that this was a bit of the mystery when it was first longlisted for many people, because it wasn't out yet when the longlist was announced, and only came out a little bit before the shortlist announcement. And so really we've all just sort of enjoyed and got to know this book really recently, and it's a fabulous achievement, I think, of the book. Really, really funny, really dark, really clever, and also just so beautiful and so poetic. This feels like a good, solid winner as well for me. As much as I loved small things like these and The Trees, which were my 2 other favourites, Seven Moons, I think, just also has that kind of winner energy almost. There's something so daring about this book and so bold. And it really does some interesting things. So congratulations to him. He, as far as I know, only has one other book, Chinaman, which I do recommend. It's a very, very different book. It's about cricketing, cricket, but it's written in some ways a similar way to Seven Moons, where it's really funny and really self-mocking almost the entire way through the book. It's taking the mickey out of itself, and I just think is really clever and really fun. So congratulations to him. I hope he gets to celebrate, and I hope we'll get a sort of full statement from him with all the things that he wanted to say at the end of that speech as well, but sort of lost out in terms of timing. So yeah, that's been Booker 2022. I've done sort of solo reviews of all of the books on the shortlist, so please do go and check those out as well, and off the long list if you're kind of interested in learning more about them, including Shehan Karunatilaka's book as well. I believe the first time a Sri Lankan, or maybe not the first time, has won the prize, but definitely, maybe, I'm not actually sure now that I say that, but really exciting nonetheless. And I'm sure it's a book that'll be read for years and years to come. I think it's a really pressing and really vital one. Well, thank you for joining me for bits and bobs during the Booker season. I'll be back doing more prizes and the Booker next year. But it's been a real blast to read this long list, and I think a very good book has won indeed. Take care and speak to you all soon. Bye bye.